The Honourable Mark Latham.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. I need to bring to the attention of the House letters forwarded to me recently by Mr Gary Burns, a serial complainant to the New South Wales Anti-Discrimination Board. Burns has lodged hundreds of trivial and vexatious complaints, mainly directed at a Queensland resident, Bernard Gaynor, but also a series of media commentators. Unbelievably, in a New South Wales justice system experiencing long court delays and a lack of resources for the volume of work, Burns has been allowed to eat up huge amounts of public money and staff time, pursuing his personal obsession with comments about sexuality. He has used these New South Wales tribunals to pursue interstate residents and even third-party comments on social media. Burns described this activity as his work in life. The letters reveal Burns' true state of mind. How such an individual has been allowed to milk the New South Wales human rights system beggars belief. Clearly, the experience has emboldened him to the point where he feels comfortable in sending menacing letters to a Member of Parliament in trying to warn off me from mentioning his matters in the course of my work. I've asked questions on the notice paper about Burns and his serial complaints to the Anti-Discrimination Board, followed up by NCAT. I haven't received adequate responses from the Attorney-General, but I will persist in my work. Most disturbingly, the first letter I received ends with Burns advocating for George Pell to, and I quote, be bashed to death in prison by a bikie using a dumbbell from the prison gym. The second letter I received today after my launch of the binary pack yesterday, and again makes very abusive and improper suggestions about my good self. This is the person whose serial complaints have been entertained and at times encouraged by the New South Wales Anti-Discrimination Board. At every turn, the Attorney-General's Department has backed Burns in his vengeful campaign against Gaynor and others. No effort has been made to do what common sense would require, sitting this person down and telling him the New South Wales human rights and justice system is not there as his personal plaything to pursue grudges and vexatious nonsense. The President of the Anti-Discrimination Board has failed in her responsibility to tell Burns of this reality. And as the second gatekeeper, I would argue the Attorney-General has also failed. But I can say this to Mr Burns and anyone else who wants to try and warn me off my work: I am not easily intimidated. I believe in the privilege, the genuine privilege of being a Member of Parliament. We must pursue matters with due regard to our independence, our facts and the public interest. I won't be intimidated, but I will be pursuing these matters, and I strongly urge the Attorney-General, the President of the Anti-Discrimination Board and those running NCAT to realise that Mr Burns, his file is full. He has lodged so many trivial, vexatious matters at huge public cost that we can no longer go down this path. Sanity must prevail and Mr Burns must be pulled into line.